So today we have this powerful scene that we've heard over and over throughout our lives, where Jesus comes in and cleanses the temple area. Now, this temple area that Jesus is cleansing is kind of the front part of the temple. You had the Holy of Holies, which was in the middle, which only the head priest could go into during certain times of the year and pray. Then in front of that, you had the places where they sacrificed the animals, and only certain people could go in there too. Women could not go in there. And then in the front, it's kind of like a courtyard. In the front is where when you came, you had to give your sacrifice to somebody in the temple area, then who would take it to the back and have it sacrificed for you. And so from the beginning, though, it not always did work correctly because people would come in from all over Israel, and they had to come on certain days of the year, especially for Passover. You had to come and now offer a sacrifice. And people like Mary and Joseph, they didn't have any animals. He was a carpenter. So they would come to the temple area, and they would have to, if he had a Roman coin, he had to exchange it for a Jewish coin. Then he'd have to take that coin to this other line, and he had to buy his 2 doves, and then he had to turn around and take it to this other line and get into it, and finally offer it up as a sacrifice. Now, we don't know about these lines, but that's probably how it happened. You had, because there's so many people coming off from all over Israel to Jerusalem to offer up the prayers. And unfortunately, over the period of a long time, it became a powerful institution, a powerful place, a powerful job to hold one of these spots. And because you could charge whatever you wanted. And instead of exchanging a Roman coin for a Jewish coin, they would actually add, a price to do that. Like if you went to try and get your money from a foreign currency, you'd have to pay an extra so many dollars in order to do that. Well, that's what they began doing. And over a period of time, it got to the point where they were overcharging horribly for the exchange. And then they'd do the same thing on the other side, where you had to go get your animal to give to the priest for the sacrifice. And they would charge you for more for that too. So it become as Jesus says, is a den of thieves. They were robbing the poor people, the common people of Israel. It was a horrible thing to do in the name of God, to rob the people so that they could get fat and wealthy. And that's what Jesus really was in there cleaning the temple for. But this is not the first time in the history of the church that this has happened. The Catholic Church has had many occasions over a period of 2,000 years where it had to clean up itself. More recently, in the last 20 years, where we've had to clean up because of the pedophile situation. But it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop at the top. It goes all the way down to us. As we begin Advent here next weekend, we have to relook at ourselves and say, do we need to be cleaned up? Where is our mind? Are we doing the right things but not doing them right? Do we need to sweep out our own temple, our body that God has given us? Are we letting things of this world consume us and take over us and guide our thoughts and the things that we do and our actions? It's time, as Advent begins, to relook at ourselves, to get ourselves straight, just like Jesus got the temple straight, to clean ourselves out from the things that aren't necessary in our lives, and to focus as we begin next week on God and the birth of His Son.